Hey there, lady. I'm Molly Conley, your coach and hype woman on this journey to transforming your love life. Whether you're navigating life after divorce, exploring the world of online dating, or deepening the connection in your committed relationship, I'm here for you. Why me? Because I walked this path myself. From filing for divorce just 3 years into marriage, to swimming in the online dating pool into my late 30s, and finally marrying the man of my spreadsheet dreams right before the world changed forever. I've seen it all. As a relationship coach, I empower women to create love lives filled with clarity, connection, and confidence. This podcast is all about building a strong foundation for a healthy relationship with yourself and your future partner. I believe the man of your spreadsheet dreams is worth the wait, and together we'll ensure that you are ready for him when he arrives. Join me each week as we dive into insightful discussions and hear from savvy guests. You'll gain the courage to break free from limiting beliefs, recognize and change patterns that are holding you back, and learn to prioritize the number one relationship in your life, the one you have with yourself. So let's embark on this exciting journey together. Welcome to Reinventing the Arena. Hey there, lady. I'm excited to have you here today for the 5th episode of the Summer Short Series. Before we get started, make sure you are subscribed or following the podcast. After the short summer series, I will have one-on-one couch conversations with my husband, Brad, and one guest episode per month. I'm looking forward to having some amazing women experts on the show, and it's always wonderful having Brad join me too. Even though I have some topics already in mind, you can submit a topic or even a question for the podcast by submitting them on my website. I'll include a link in the show notes if you would like to do that. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to submit a review to Apple Podcasts to be entered to win an energetic assessment reading from me. If I read your review on the podcast, you have won. Now, I've had a few people say that they've submitted reviews and they aren't showing up on Apple Podcasts. When you submit your review, make sure to take a screenshot and send it over to info@reinventingthearena.com. All right, let's get into this episode. Last week, I talked all about busyness, and I thought, why not discuss an area of the Man of Your Spreadsheet Dreams course? Which are your 4 resources? By the time my clients come to me, they are burnt out from dating. They are exhausted with putting in the effort it takes to find someone. They want to know why it's so hard. Why can't she seem to find the right guy? If this sounds like you, you're listening to the right episode. And if this is you, it sounds like you have completely depleted your resources. When you've depleted your resources when trying to date, you might complain that you don't have enough time. You might feel lonely or isolated because you don't have a partner to share a special moment with. You might, feel physically tired so much that you're unable to address other things like maybe your mental health. All of these are completely normal and typical of almost all the women I've worked with or currently work with. And I was this way too, to be honest, but there are solutions to these issues. But first, what am I talking about when I say resources? I'm talking about time. I'm talking about money. I'm talking about energy. And I'm also talking about effort. And guess what? They are all interconnected and have a ripple effect on all areas of your life. All 4 of these are critical to your love life, your health, your overall well being, and your ability to show up as the brilliant, beautiful, authentically kick ass woman that you are. So, as you start making a change in one of your resources, you'll begin to see shifts in other resources as well. But before you can start making changes, you need to get a pulse on your resources. So get out some paper, maybe grab your journal. It's time to write down some of these questions to really help your future self out. You might even want to pull up your calendar or even calendars. Like if you're like me, maybe you have a work and a personal calendar, and sometimes they overlap. So take a look or even think of your schedule last week. And if you're looking at your calendar, how accurate is it with how you spent your time? Did you get to work early? Did you leave late? Did you work through your lunch? Did you work at night? How much time was spent with other people or at different social events? But how about the basics too? How much sleep are you getting? How long are you spending time running errands, like going to the grocery store? If you have an app tracker, how long are you on your phone? And how long are you on specific apps on your phone? Determine how you're spending your time so you can reallocate your time to be beneficial for you in the long run. Now, staying with that calendar, what activities take the most effort? Is it a new project at work? Is it planning your workouts or a healthy meal? Is it trying to like potty train your puppy? Is it having conversation after conversation on the apps to only be let down when you go out on the first date and then get ghosted? I want you to rank the effort of these areas on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being so much effort that you can't keep doing this activity either physically, mentally, or emotionally for too much longer. And 1 is something where you might say, I could do this activity in my sleep. Next, it's all about your energy. Keeping with the same scale and looking at your calendar, ask yourself, what activities are energy vampires? Meaning, what activities are draining your energy? Is it the friend who's constantly complaining about everything and anything in her life? Is it being on all the dating apps and not finding a single person worth talking to? Is it a drinking habit or a food habit that completely leaves you feeling like shit? Put a number with these. And last but not least, look at what is costing you more money than you would like. A gym membership that you aren't using, numerous apps that you aren't using, the late nights out where you wake up in the morning and see that you've spent too much money going out, or a late night Amazon cart shopping experience. All of this can change. Yes, all of it. But before I take you there, I want you to look over at your calendar one more time. What activities make you happy? What gives you energy? What actually balance out between time and money? And where are the gray areas? For example, you don't have a lot of time to work out, but you really love the gym that you haven't been to in months. What can you do in order to get back to the gym to see your workout buddies? Maybe a gray area is the friend who's complaining too much about her life. Deep down, you really care and love her, but you realize how much she's affecting your mental and emotional health. How can you communicate boundaries, with her in a way that is still caring for both of you? When you dig into these resources, you can see little areas where shifts can happen immediately. Or maybe you decide you need a drastic change. I went this way a few times prior to meeting Brad. I actually had to tell 3 different friends at 3 different times of my love life journey that we needed a break. I could no longer support the behaviors that they were bringing to our friendship. Each time this happened, I felt a sense of relief because I finally spoke about what was bothering me, but in a compassionate way. I set boundaries in these relationships. I wasn't going to go out drinking late at night. I wasn't going to be their go to person to bitch about their husband to. I wasn't going to let them talk to me in a way that was passive aggressive or put me down. To be honest, none of these friendships lasted. Yet, life has an interesting way of filling these void spaces. It gave me back my time, my energy, my money, and in some cases, my effort. It allowed me to shift the focus onto me and what I wanted in my life, which was allowing me to work on myself and start rebuilding my resources to fully show up ready to date. Some of the small shifts might be habits you have to break. Maybe you need to turn off your laptop before you leave the office. Maybe you need to set a time limit for certain apps on your phone. Or even maybe you need to create alarms on your phone telling you to start winding down so you can go to bed and get better sleep, which allows you then to wake up ready for spin class tomorrow morning. Maybe it's taking the money you would normally spend going out with your friends and actually paying for a service to help you with your love life. Now, just in case you are listening to this while driving, working out, or even at work, I want you to do one thing for yourself before you do whatever is next in your life or on your list. Go back into your calendar and find an hour to block off to go through your resources. Re-listen to this episode and hit pause as you're doing this and do the work. Evaluate where you could be putting more time, energy, effort, and maybe money into the love life that you want. Because if you really want the love life you're dreaming of, something has to change. And you can control your own resources. You just have to get a pulse on them. And since you'll already be in your calendar, check what you're doing on Monday, September 16th and Monday, September 30th. I'm holding a seasonal book club focusing on your love life. Since the books are not one and done readings, I'm actually going to highlight the major themes and lessons from the book into 2 different evening events. I'll cover the first half of the book on the first night and the second half on the other. Afterwards, there will be a time for you to ask questions, share your personal experiences, and thoughts about the book with me and the other women on the call. Go to my website, or actually go to the links in the show notes to learn more and find out what the book is for September. All right, lady, that is it for today. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you're following or subscribed, and make sure to leave a review on Apple Podcasts to be entered to win an energy assessment reading in the future. Have a fantastic day, and I will chat with you again next week. Thank you for joining me on the Reinventing the Arena podcast. I'm your host, Molly Conley, a relationship coach devoted to helping women reinvent their love lives. Tap the subscribe button so you never miss out on an episode. You can always find me on Instagram at Reinventing the Arena, or learn more from me on my website at reinventingthearena.com.